Hi everybody, Catherine here, another edition of Kickin the Coronavirus with LCCC personal trainers. Today's workout is going to be a flexibility workout. So many times I hear so many people asking me, how do I increase my flexibility? And my flexibility is horrible, I'll hear people say, and I can't touch my toes and all that kind of stuff. Working on your flexibility is really important. We do lose our flexibility as we age. Same thing with balance and stability. And the term flexibility actually means working through your joints' full range of motion. I've said before that we want to make sure that when we're doing any type of static stretching, which is the holding, which is what's really going to help increase your flexibility and make the tissues a little bit more elastic and pliable, is holding those static stretches, but you never ever want to do them unless you're warmed up first. Again, those ligaments and tendons are like rubber bands, very, very fibrous tissue, and they don't have a good blood supply, so we need to get the fluids and the blood going to them before we start stretching them. So we will do that today too. We'll do a little bit of dynamic work first. But it's really important to maintain your range of motion as you age. Think about all the things that you do on an everyday basis that requires us to twist and turn and reach in all kinds of multiple planes of motion, whether we're reaching up to get something out of a cabinet, we're getting in and out of our car, all kinds of things we need a full range of motion for. So that's what we're going to work on today is flexibility. So I hope you can stay and join me throughout this workout. We're going to start in a standing position, and we're just going to start with some neck rolls. All right, so we're going to take the chin down to the chest, and we're going to roll that ear to the shoulder, and then we're going to come back up to neutral, and then we're going to go the other direction. So ear to the shoulder, roll the chin to the chest, and back up to neutral. And we're going to continue that on both sides. And you'll do that for about 30 seconds, all right? After you've done that, let's do our deep breaths. Again, we want to warm up, get that blood flowing everywhere. So again, for 30 seconds. So each one of these dynamic ones is 30 seconds. We've got our cat stretch again for 30 seconds. All right, and then bring it up. And we've got shoulder rolls. And shoulder rolls shouldn't just be backwards, but they should also be the other direction that your shoulders go in. So getting a good shoulder roll forward as well. And then we're just going to do a torso rotation. So you can have your hands on your hips. You can bring your hands out in front of you. But you want to keep your hips fairly forward. Knees are slightly bent. And you're going to rotate your torso around, getting that spinning action going in the spine and warming that all up. And you can bring your elbows up high to help with the leverage of it. All right, and then we've got arm circles. So again, we don't want to just go in one direction. We want to go in both, forward and backward, 30 seconds each. So we're kind of warming up that upper body, and then we're going to start with marches, and there will be a form attached to this video that has the workout in print, so you can do it on your own. And then butt kicks or rear end kicks. When you do these, you want to try to keep your knees even with each other and your knee pointed down instead of bringing your knee way far forward like that, without overarching your back. And then hip openers. So again, we bring that leg out and in. We do right side and left side, both. And then we've got leg swings forward and backward, to the front, to the side. Both sides, again, 30 seconds per each side. And then do some ankle rolls. Can't see it. So some ankle rolls. You want to go out and you want to go in. And same way with the other, out and in. And then your wrists. 30 seconds each direction. Okay? So now we're going to move to the static stretching. Hopefully you guys can see me down here. All right? And you're going to want to sit in a position that's comfortable for you, whether that's cross-legged, sitting up. Sometimes if we have some lower back tightness or hamstring tightness, when we sit like this, our knees are way up here like this, and we're kind of rolled. You know, the torso is flexed and we're kind of rolled like this. So if you sit up on a couple of blankets, that will help let those knees drop down. You can even put blankets underneath your knees to support that if you want to. But if it feels better to come out in a leg out position, if you have one knee that doesn't want to quite cooperate, that's fine too. But now we're going to go to those neck stretches. We're going to hold them a little bit longer. So research again shows that about 40 seconds is beneficial, up to 2 minutes. Anything longer than 2 minutes, not as beneficial. But you want to bring that ear to the shoulder. And again, you'll hold this for about 40 seconds. And then you're going to look up at a 45-degree angle. Again, hold, and then look down. So it's like bringing your chin down towards your shoulder. So the shoulder never should be the one coming up towards. It should always be the ear or the chin coming down towards. And then so 40 seconds each. And then other side, look up and look down. Okay, one of my favorite ones is an upper back to mid back, and it's like pushing. I tell people to pretend like you're pushing a wall away from you, and an imaginary wall. So you just push out, and then the next one is just for the upper or the rear part of the shoulder. So you do one side for 40 seconds, other side for 40 seconds. And you never want to put the pressure right on the joint, so you either want to go above it or below it, okay? And then the next one is called thread the needle. You want to get into a tabletop position. In our tabletop position, our wrists are right underneath our shoulders, our neck is neutral, and our knees are right underneath our hips. And you're going to take the right arm and you're going to thread it through that space between your left arm and your left leg until your right shoulder comes down on the ground. And you want to try to square your hips off. So from the other direction, and then you want to make sure your hips stay square. And that kind of gets that mid back and the lower back area. Feels pretty good. And the next one is called the eagle. It's yoga pose, and it's take one arm over the other and you wrap them around. Now, if you can't get to there, that's okay. You come to where you can. So if you just end up being like that, that's okay. And the goal here, once you get here, is to bring the elbows up to shoulder height. And you should feel good stretch in your back. And then once you do in one direction, you gotta switch that and go in the other direction. So that's our eagle pose. And then a lot of us have some problems, especially if we work on a computer all day, with our wrists. So these ones are a nice stretch for the wrist. So the first one is called a reverse prayer. So you're in a prayer position, but then you invert that and then bring the bottom part of your palms towards your the end towards your wrists, up towards your chin, and keep the elbows low. You should feel a good stretch in your wrists there. Riley, this is Riley, by the way. He was with us on the last video too. And then the next one, take the backs of your hands together, bring that up to a prayer, and then drive that down. You should feel good stretch in your wrist there as well. All right, we're gonna do a seated spinal twist. So one leg's gonna come out. Riley, go lay down. The other leg is gonna come across. Sorry. Riley, lay down. No. There we go. Lay down. Okay. So get a little bit of entertainment with the dog today. So the other leg is coming over top. Arm comes behind you. You're gonna lift the opposite arm up that the leg's crossed. Twist, try to bring that elbow to the outside of that knee, and then you can use that to leverage and push the elbow or the upper arm into the knee. On this leg that's still on the ground, the one that I'm moving right now, make sure that those toes stay pointed up to the ceiling. Then you want to look back behind you. Spinal twists are really good for the spine and for the organs. Kind of squeeze them a little bit, and then the other side. All right, and then look behind. Keep the toe on this leg, move it up to the ceiling, your leg that's straight. Good. And then one of my favorites, it's a figure 4, but it stretches your outside of your hip abductors, the ones that take the hip to the outside. And you put your legs in a figure 4 position, and then bring that other leg up towards you, your heel towards your rear end. Now, the closer you get your foot to your rear end, the more intense the stretch is going to be. And we want the shin to be parallel with the ground. So you don't want it to be like that. You want it to be parallel. Okay? And then again, 40 seconds, and then we'll do the other side. It's one of my favorite stretches. I love that one. And then to get inner thigh, we've got the cobbler pose, soles of the feet to go together. And if you push the soles of your feet together, you can find a little bit more of an intense stretch there. And again, 40-second hold. Wide leg, come forward, toes point up to the ceiling. 40 seconds there. And again, if you want to hold them up to 2 minutes, that's fine too. Are you going to stretch with us, Riley? No? You can go lay down like a good boy? All right, and then we have single leg hamstring, or the back of the upper thigh. So bring one foot in, tuck it in. The other leg should be straight out from the hip. So the knee should be in line with the hip and the ankle in line with the knee. You need to scooch, Riley, so they can see. And then you want to come forward. Now it's not right here. To get that hamstring, we're not rounding the back. That's next to get that lower back more, but it's more of a chest towards the thigh. And then to incorporate that lower back a little bit more, then you can round out. And then you would repeat the same thing on the other side. And then round. And then quadriceps. This one, you lie down on your stomach and you grab for your foot. Now, if you can't reach your foot, then you can grab a towel that kind of helps you. If you have a pant leg, you can grab your pant leg. You can grab the back of your shoe if you need to. But as you notice, I'm not looking up at you because I'm trying not to hyperextend my head, keeping my forehead down. And then I just bring my heel into my rear end. And I think about extending through my knee, making my thigh bone very long. And then the other side. And then we just have one more stretch after this. I think in the future videos, I'll incorporate like a yoga strap, or you can use a belt or a towel if you don't have a yoga strap. We'll do those in the future. Again, this will be attached so you can print it out, and then have a little bit of benefits of flexibility training for you to look at too. So this one is for the shins. So I angled the camera down, but you're going to take one foot in front of the other. Now, you want to make sure that that front knee stays facing forward, as well as the front ankle, the one that's crossed. And then you just bend that back knee in to the front knee a little bit. I'll show you that from the side. And you'll feel that in the front of your shin. Feels really good. And then we would switch sides. I'll show you from this view. Again, knee and ankles stay facing forward. Hips are forward. And that's it. That's a good flexibility workout. If you were to do that 2 to 3 times a week, you would probably see a real rapid change in your flexibility. is one of the first things that we lose, but it's also one of the first things that we can gain back. So if you work on it, you should see yourself getting better. You can always add those stretches onto the end of any workout once you're all nice and warmed up and good to go. And that's all we have today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you feel limber now. And remember to eat healthy, exercise your mind, and be kind to one another. See you next time.